Hey all, welcome back in to another video. So episode 6. I just finished episode 6 of Halo the series, so let's kind of talk about it, shall we? So before we get into it, if you would please hit that like button, comment down below, consider subscribing to the channel so you do not miss out any more content. With that out of the way, let's get into it. So first up we have, obviously the aftermath of the last episode, where there was that whole big battle on Arenas 2. The Covenant got away with the artifact, as we know, but UNSC did recover something. And it was very unexpected. We'll get to that later. So Chief is obviously still kind of looking over, Chief argues that he failed, but Captain Keyes argues that he saved hundreds of lives, including his own. So kind of looking at it from a half glass, half full perspective. So anyway, moving on. So, Chief is still trying to kill Dr. Halsey after he learned that she's been lying to him his entire life, basically. So he asked Cortana if she knew who this professor was, and she said yes, but there was something that wasn't a failsafe though, which was decontamination. So he locked Dr. Halsey in her office and activated the decontamination. And after pleas from both Cortana and Dr. Halsey, Chief eventually saved Dr. Halsey before I can't say it would kill her, even though I said it before. So anyway, moving on. So after a meeting with committee, it is revealed that Lord Hood is actually considering shutting down ONI Section 3 and essentially going to place the Spartans under formal UNSC command. So because of the recent troublings that have been going on, so such as, Chief acting very erratic ever since he came into contact with the artifact at the beginning of the series. So anyway, moving on. So speaking of Chief, he's actually interviewing Makee because he's the only one that she'll actually speak to for obvious reasons. And Chief asked her, "Why should I trust you?" Obviously referencing because, she is part of the Covenant, and she gives him a location where after this interview is concluded, he says, "Give me Captain Keyes." So Chief tells him what system Makee told him, and Captain Keyes orders all systems to trying to locate any support that will support the Covenant life forms in that system. We will eventually find out what it was, later on. Meanwhile, a member of the committee is actually interviewing Dr. Halsey. This doesn't last long, because it initially got started, but it didn't really go anywhere, as Chief interrupts it and orders everyone out because he wants to interview Dr. Halsey personally, and he asked her to tell him the truth about everything, and a big gamble, and he does, and Dr. Halsey admits that she knows that Chief will hate her. So because of everything that has happened to him, so but she knew that encouraging him to seek those memories will lead to this, and she was right. So after this discussion, Chief asked Miranda Keyes to keep an eye on Makee, as she can also have some relation to the artifact as he does, as those two are the Blessed Ones, humans who can activate Forerunner artifacts. So anyway, moving on from that. So, after meeting with Paragoski after the interview with Chief, it is revealed that Dr. Miranda Keyes is replacing Halsey as the head scientist of ONI, and that Halsey has been relieved from duty. She does not have clearance anymore, and is to be escorted off of Reach. But for now, she's being escorted off the premises into some kind of room. And after this, when Miranda tries to do more work on the artifact, Halsey blocks it and forces Miranda to visit her in her room, where Halsey kind of apologizes for not being so upfront with Miranda about everything. So, especially while she was growing up, because she wasn't to deal with, having a family, whatnot. So, and naturally, Miranda does not like her mother at all, considering what Halsey did, which she kind of has every right, but that's the horror of the Spartan 2 program, it was kind of what needed to be done to help preserve the future of the human species, with the Covenant essentially going on a trying to kill everybody. Anyway, moving on from that. So meanwhile, back in the lab, Dr. Keyes now and Chief revealing that 2 billion, so essentially where the DNA of Marquis and Chief are like so similar because of the two being called the Blessed Ones. So, which is like I think 2 in like every billion or something like that. And Chief told Miranda that Marquis wants to see the artifact, and Miranda argues that what if Marquis is lying to him, trying to kill the Covenant, lead him into killing himself, because every time she touches the artifact, it actually makes him ill, as it is revealed. And so, what if Marquis argues, what if touching the artifact again will kill you? Which she has a point, because every single time Chief has touched the artifact, he ends up, getting ill, or is weakened every time. But eventually Chief and Miranda actually, have Chief activates the artifact once again, but meanwhile, when Marquis starts seemingly having a seizure due to Chief touching the artifact, so it seems that when eventually after a bit, Chief seemingly doesn't see these visions again, and his heart rate actually becomes stable again after a while. So curiously, but meanwhile, Marquis and Chief are in this vision where it was actually revealed, where they are. It is on a Halo ring. So it turns out, it was right. So it turns out the whole thing was right. As John sees for himself, that everything was right about the whole, artifacts leading to the Halo ring and everything else. Find the Halo, win the war, as they say. So, and here's the final shot where seemingly they're teasing Chief having some kind of romance with Marquis, because that was a rumor, so it looks like that rumor is true. So I guess that ends the episode. So what do I think of this episode? I think it was like more of a slower burn. Kind of shame there wasn't no action again, because when there's action, it's good. Really, really good. So, but yeah, episode 7 should be interesting to see like where this goes after that bombshell of an ending. So, I'm very interested. So what do I rate episode 6 Solace? I would probably give it a 6.5. It's not bad. I know people. I've seen people say that's the best one. I disagree with that one. I still think last episode was, personally, but hey, that's just me though. But oh no, not bad, and I'm really intrigued to see where the last 3 episodes go. So kind of crazy. We only have 3 weeks left of the show before it goes on hiatus again until season 2, because the series already got renewed. So all in all, not bad. Color me intrigued in just seeing the rest of the show. So, well, that's it for this video. If you've seen episode 6, what did you think of it? Let me know down in the comment section below, and please consider hitting that like button, and consider subscribing to the channel on your way out if you enjoyed this content and want to see more. And I will see you all in the next video. Until then, see you later.